Welcome to Two Psychics. This is Michael Edley, Evidential medium and mystic, discussing all things spiritual.
Hello, I'm Mary Amy of Two Psychics, an intuitive wisdom coach, tapping into your mystical life and sharing messages I receive about you.
Hello, hello. I can't hear you.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh, how are you?
What is up? What is up? Get to see my mess of stuff in the back.
Oh, what's going on over there?
All right. Getting situated into my office. My day has been a whirlwind. I'm just breathing. I'm breathing and moving stuff around, and furniture's stuck, and you know, one of those kind of days. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good. Here I am. Here we are, everyone. Hi, welcome, everyone. I hope you like the video and subscribe to the channel, Two Psychics Podcast. It's on all platforms, video and audio. And tonight we are going to talk about empaths and supernatural messages. And we're going to update you on what's going on between our live events and things that we're doing. And do you have anything that you would like to ask us about? You can write it in the chat and we can give you a reading. So, Michael, what's going on? Tell me why I update everything here with the information.
Busy. I've just been doing lots of private readings, group readings, you know, large and small group readings. Had a few events, getting ready to come up to New York to do an event with you, which we can talk a little bit about later on in the show, or now if you'd like. But I've been keeping very, very busy and also trying to reset my home office, renovate, get some things situated, and you know, get a little bit of a production change in my studio so I can try to be a little more efficient in certain areas, you know, all that good stuff. But yeah, keeping busy. I'm excited to be coming up to see you, coming up your way next week. Anybody out there that has not got your ticket to Pelham Rails to an evening, yeah, it's going to be an amazing Pelham. I have to put my New Jersey spin on it, you know. I can't say it my proper New York accent, but it's going to be a good night of psychic messages, of mediumship. You can come up and see us. It's a dinner. It is, it's a whole big event, right? I know you could probably tell them a little bit more about it than I can.
I want to laugh and say a couple comments. We have, hey, Mike and Mary from Arnie. We have Versale. Have a great day, guys. Hey, everyone. Thanks for inviting
me. Thank you. Appreciate it.
You like mac and cheese? Okay, as long as
I don't know what's going to be on the menu, but I hear it's very, very amazing and delicious.
Suzanne wrote a comment too.
What's up, Suzanne?
Good, Mary. You guys are so awesome. Thank you.
Yes, we appreciate each and every one of you.
Let's hope to our psychic abilities, right? I mean, he's a medium. I'm an intuitive. I want to tell you some mediumship information that I have that happened to me. Okay, so about the event, everybody. Boy, you guys just keep coming with the comments. So nice. It's this live event and it's a dinner show. So, you know, back in the day, you would go to these dinner shows and people would have some kind of music or they would, you know, do magic. Well, we are a team. We're two psychics and we are going to give you readings and we're going to talk about your intuitive abilities. And Michael will share if anyone, hey, who is that? Brazil? Are you in Brazil? We are going to do what we do best, which is Michael shares information that he receives from those that have crossed over or spirit. It could be some kind of information that you don't know, that you're getting a message from someone who's passed over. For me, I read an aura. And like, for example, today, last night, not today, but I'm getting more and more of my abilities coming online. Why? Because the more you're around people and you're exposed to people with their natural abilities, ones that have tapped into it, people that have activated their psychic phenomenon, you begin to get your clairsenses popping up. So I went to go to sleep last night. I closed my eyes and I saw three spirit women, and I know who they are, pass by me. And then it was like they brushed my arm, my right arm.
Oh, wow, wow, wow.
And they were hanging out right by me. And it was it was both of my grandmothers, and I think it was my Aunt Flo, who my grandma was close to since she was young, which she really wasn't my relative, but we called her our Aunt Flo because she was so close to the family. But they were present and they were sharing their energy with me, their strong energy. They were all very strong women. So that was crazy for me because it's like I saw them. It was like they floated by me with my eyes closed. I was like, oh my gosh. And then I tried to start talking to them because I know how to telepathically talk to them now, but I started to fall asleep. I was too tired. They'll be back.
Let me just get a better angle. Let me get a better angle on my screen.
So we're seeing right now, we have, would you love a message if you feel it? Would love a message if you feel it. Arnie says that. I don't know if we're getting any messages. And then Jane, Lucy, and Cindy, there's their names.
Well, what I would say, if people want us to start tuning into kind of the psychic energy of things, if you want to present a question, we could do that.
Yes.
I don't know
if somebody
if there's a question, we can kind of tune into the energy.
So I wanted to share that. And I did get one more thing. Can I tell you one more kind of this? This was a little kooky. Like if I play it for everybody, they're going to say Mary's beyond kooky.
But wait, this is the one thing I will say prior to you discussing what you feel is kooky. When you're dealing with connecting to energy and you're working with your energy and you're starting to have these mediumship connections, things are going to seem very, very kooky until they seem normal, because even moments in my life, there's so many things that I don't even realize how like other people perceive them as like weird or bizarre. Even my wife, she's like, think about this. I forget what conversation we were having, but she's like, do you realize that you're speaking to people beyond the physical realm? And like, I forgot how she presented it to me. And I was like, well, yeah, I guess to me it's normal, but for other people, it's like a very bizarre thing. But you know what? That's why I appreciate so much about what we do here, because we are normalizing what should be normal, right? I mean, if you're dealing with grief and you understand that your loved one is still connected to you and you can still have a relationship with them, they can still connect to you and help you create, beautiful pieces of art, music. It could be the most, I would say, uplifting, transitional thing that can turn and morph that grief from something that's debilitating into something that's very positive. So that's the thing. People need to understand, if you're only connecting to what you feel is the physical senses and what you get in the physical, you are only connecting to half, or probably less than half, of what you can perceive, utilize, tap into for guidance, wisdom, and knowledge. So we're all empaths. We're all empaths, and we have to learn how to utilize that ability, right?
Yeah. Well, it's funny because this isn't what I was going to tell you. I'm going to tell you something else because you had me trigger this.
I took you on the smile train.
Yeah, and some people are writing some crazy stuff in the chat. I went to this party and people were asking me about what I did. And then I didn't know this. This kind of came out of left field. And my friend whose party it was said what I do. And they started talking about how this one woman had all these, she called them dead people around her, and she was freaked out about it. And she's like, how do you even do this? And it was kind of going down the wrong road. And I said, wait, hold on. Let me put it in simpler terms. They are just living a different life than us in a different dimension. And they're kind of tapping someone who's a conduit on the shoulder or sending them a message to give to you. Their spirit is alive. So it is someone who's passed over, but it's not as crippling as people make it to be. It's not this very dark thing. It's a positive thing if someone reaches out to you from the other side. If you
well, that's the thing. If you feel like it's crippling or overwhelming, then that means you have to start understanding and working with your energy so it's not overwhelming you. The more you're present and mindful of the energy you're putting out, the energy you're taking in, and you're doing work to ground and protect your chakra system, your auric field, which absolutely they are a thing. Ancient cultures knew it. We have to understand energy is something that can affect us, and it can affect us very deeply. If we're just walking through life trying to be blind to it, thinking that if you don't acknowledge it, you won't be affected by it, then that's just being ignorant, because what you need to do is understand it, tune into it, tap into it, and then you can harness and control it rather than it harness and control you. And that's what this is all about. It's about understanding you have a volume knob and you can turn it on 10 or 11, and you can turn it all the way down. You're in control, but you have to learn how to control it. Otherwise, it will control you. It's like anything else. It's just like an instrument or learning how to run. It's a process.
Okay. So sometimes we get beat down, and after we've worked really hard at something. Now I'm on the illustrations for the book, and it's being edited, and I feel like, oh my gosh, I haven't even taken a break, so I'm really tired.
Yeah.
So I go to my part-time job, which is keeping me afloat, this part-time job. And I go to this part-time job, and I'm driving home, and all of a sudden I get this inclination to turn on my voice memo and listen to and speak to my voice, and then all of a sudden this information comes out of me, like I channeled information that I'm supposed to receive. This is the crazy thing. And it was so strange. I was seeing all of these images. It was definitely supernatural, because this is about supernatural messages. And it was from the divine, and it was saying, and I was saying it out loud, it's time for you to keep going. I'm paraphrasing. It's, don't stop what you're doing. And it got very intense. Like I was almost crying. Don't stop what you're doing. Just finish it. Because we can get really exhausted and say, well, what's the point? Like, what have I done? I haven't gotten anywhere. And you feel defeated. And I say the word surrender. So I'm surrendering to this, and I'm just going to stay on my path, and I'm going to finish it up. And by sometime in August, I'm going to have it uploaded, and everyone can read it.
Yeah. I'll be jumping on. We want to make that a #1 bestseller, right? On Amazon. We're going to take that #1. So that's what we're shooting for. That's what we're shooting for.
100%.
Yeah.
It will be 100% a bestseller.
Well, what's funny when we talk about this, being empaths, how we can be affected by energy. And that's the thing, when you're doing this work, every day you're not going to have a perfect day, and you're going to have moments where you're dragged back into grief, where you're dragged back into, an old pattern or an old trauma. But when you're doing the work, you implement processes and procedures that form habits, and those habits pull you into a different direction. And that's what I do. Like, you have to look ahead and preemptively set yourself up. If you're going to be pulled into a cycle, you're going to see someone maybe that triggers you, or you're going into an environment that pushes your emotions into a certain state of being. So set yourself up for success. So, like, I'll give you an example from my own life. So today marks a year of Finn, my boy Finn, passing, my dog, who was like my kid, and I knew this was going to be a tough month, because the whole month, like I lost a lot of people around this. I had lost a lot of my pets. My pets were like my kids. So I knew I was going to be faced with that energy, and that energy of grief. So I set myself up to be busy, and if it's busy, will keep me, moving forward, doing projects that I have to get done. And I can utilize kind of this what I'll find is I can morph that energy of grief, and I'll be sad for a while, or I'll start reminiscing on, different memories, and it'll, and the joy I get from connecting to his energy with that will also make me just as sad, because then I start missing him, being here in the physical. But what I find is, since I set myself up and I had little projects and different things going on that I knew would keep me busy, and there were things that I had to get done, I could use that energy for something very positive. And when I started getting a little anxious, or I was feeling a little depressed because I was being pulled into that grief and passing, my boy Finn, I would find that I had something to do. And that doing kept me busy, and it's kept me from focusing and being pulled into that grief. And even though I'm still sad over it, I'll find that I've been able to morph it, and then I can kind of honor and connect to his energy, just with me being in a better state of mind. So it helps me connect and feel his energy in a better way, and that's the thing. If someone's dealing with grief or, debilitating pain, trauma, whatever that may be, that's going to pull you into a heavy, 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 low vibrating energy. So you have to do what you can to just pull yourself from that. And sometimes it's just pulling yourself in small moments till you can have a breakthrough. So maybe a moment of art, a moment of walking, a moment of being in the water, a moment of doing some projects like furniture, painting, fun stuff of resetting your house and your office. But you can do these little things to set yourself up for success, so you're not being pulled into the wave of grief and it overwhelms you. So you'll feel the sadness, but you can try to use it in a productive manner. So that would be my suggestion for anyone navigating that. And I think a lot of people are navigating that at this point in time, going through this, through this energy cycle. It is a little bit of a heavy energy, but I think we can tap into it, and we can make it a very productive, heavy energy.
We can also have affirmations. We can have a thought that's positive, flip it. You know how they say, turn a frown upside down?
Yeah.
Turn a frown upside down with with an affirmation, like before you go to sleep, because how you sleep at night is going to affect you the next day. And we can go to sleep and have positive thoughts. So we get into that astral realm, we get into that sleep time with positivity. And what I mean, something really simple. I'm not saying like this whole bundle of information, but something positive, just like we can say right now, okay, this can be great. That's simple. Oh, I'm going to be happy right now. I'm going to let that go. Something that's going to lift you up. Remind yourself of something you have that you're looking forward to. See something in your destiny that you want, and bring it here and make it be positive here. And speaking of empaths, you mentioned that's one of our topics tonight. Empaths. What is an empath? I'm an empath. Empaths are highly sensitive people, and they are sponges for others. Whatever mood they're in, they're receiving the information. Like you're a raw nerve, and it's like if someone's in a bad place, or they're angry, or they're happy, and you're getting it. If you're not protecting yourself and you're not aware, their energy will change your energy. Empaths are super individuals if they want to be an artist or in some form, a musician, a writer, a painter, a performer, because they feel so much. Are you empathic? Anyone out there? It's not easy to be empathic. What do you do with that? Well, for me, for a long time growing up, I didn't realize that everyone else didn't feel this way. I couldn't feel it. Why did I feel so bad? Why did I feel so, like I couldn't figure out what was going on? I was lost. And then I finally figured it out. People pointed it out to me, and I realized I need to imagine light around me to protect me, or put my arm across my heart to protect my heart. If I go into a crowd, I immediately imagine a band of light, like and you do it automatically now, like your senses will do it. I'll just say band of light in a crowd, and then I can actually be in the crowd and see everything that's going on. It's very strange, and not feel anything. So What's
Just
your
trying to
spirit?
read some of our, it's very small on my screen. You might be able to see it a little better. No, I think we have a bunch of questions, so I just wanted to answer a few of the questions.
One of them I'm not going to repeat, but if you, the next one, Arnie, I think he's looking for a reading, but he says, if you look at my profile, Michael, that is exactly what I've done, took grief and loss and created magic from it.
Cool.
Suzanne
Excellent.
says, I can't wait for this book. And then Brianna Irish, she's been here before. She did.
What's up, Brianne? How are you? Oh, appreciate that. Thank you.
We really appreciate everyone who's here. And, you know, this is a little community here, Two Psychics, episode 99. I'm doing a newsletter that we're going to have all of our guests. And I did a little interview with one of them, Stacy Schaefer, who we're setting up an event with. And by the way, our event next week, if you would like to meet us, we're going to be very glittery next Wednesday on the 29th, and it's 6 o'clock, and you can get a ticket. Go to Eventbrite and you can find the event. It's Psychic Dinner Show, and that's us.
Yes.
We're going to do a practice run, aren't we, Mike?
I think so. You just get lit.
We have it all figured out. So Michael Edley, you can reach him at ihavethespirits.com. I'm Mary Amy Intuitive. I'm MaryAmyOfficial.com. Sorry, I'm reading my email. So Mike, what do you know about empaths? I know that there's a flip, empaths and narcissists. So empaths attract narcissists because they are nurturers. Empaths fix everything. Let me help you. I'm good for you. And narcissists are like bing, 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 bing.
Yeah, they can pull into that energy. I think what happens a lot of times in like our young adult years, we don't understand the energy connection, and you know, the opposites attract. You know, you will get yin yang. You will get different positive energy connecting to negative energy. And yeah, a lot of times empaths, people that are very, very open, healers, they want to fix, you know, they want to try to help. And they, you know, that person that's just, like you said, an open sponge, sometimes unfortunately can be an open target for a narcissist. And, you know, when we're young, we don't have the life experience, so we could be naive, you know, and depending on what we've seen, you know, in our family or what we haven't seen, you know, sometimes we're kind of going through this blind, you know, with no guidance. So you don't know, and you could be predator to that. So that's why I think it's so important for people to just tune into their energy, because you'll know, even if you don't know why, you'll know a situation is off. You'll know, maybe I need to look at this further. I need to uncover something, or, you know, how am I being misled, or what's being misrepresented, or how is this being, you know, whatever that fill in the blank may be. But you can feel that, you know, that gut instinct. So that's the first step, is like just listening and tuning in, because the more empathic you are and the less control you have over it, the more like narcissistic energy can absolutely come in, tune into that, and know they can manipulate that. And that could be a real roller coaster ride for somebody, you know, and that could turn into like a crazy abusive type of situation where you don't know what you're getting pulled into. And then when you're pulled into it and you realize it, it's like, wow, you know, the claws are in, and it's like, how do I backtrack and pull myself out of this situation? So if you can preemptively tune into the energy, so you're not pulled into it and then fighting to get out of it, it'll serve you so much better. That's why we talk so much about utilizing this, you know, this healing energy, your psychic energy, your empathic energy, just to be able to understand people, circumstances, and situations, and be able to see the whole perception, not just the physical, but that divine, spiritual, energetic realm that I think can tune you in so much better, because our physical senses can be very deceptive. Think about all the different eye things that they do, and all the different, you know, they'll show you. Did you ever see the one where they have like a dancing bear moving between like 10 jugglers, and they're all talking about the jugglers, and you want to find, where's the juggler with the red shirt, and you're looking for a red shirt. A bear comes walking through the whole screen, and meanwhile, no one even notices the bear, and everyone can't find, or they notice the shirt, and they're like, okay, when did the bear come through? Oh, I didn't even see a bear. because you're not paying attention, So that's the thing. We have to understand in the present moment, and in the focus of that present moment is where this psychic energy will unfold. So if you're consistently thinking, worrying, anxious over past circumstances or future circumstances, and granted, we can all go there and we all get pulled into there. It's not getting stuck there and making a conscious effort to be as present as you can in most situations, and if you're not, just pull back, regroup, and try to get there, So it's a small steps, and turning those small steps into daily habits, and a routine. So that way you're not consciously even thinking about it. Naturally, you develop it. You're always kind of tuning in on a subconscious level. And, it's like a lie detector, and you'll see the red light, green light, or maybe you'll see the yellow light, pause, haste, but absolutely anyone that's not utilizing it, you need to start today, now.
I think when you begin to wake up, you awaken, you activate. How does that happen? Well, it's just paying attention more, because inside we're little children. And whatever happened to us as little children, we carry that personality. Now, sometimes we cover it up and sometimes we share it. There might be trauma involved. Something might trigger it. So the quicker you start to figure yourself out, then the better chance that you'll start to understand energy. You'll understand other people's frequencies, their vibrations. When you are around someone else, is this going to help you? Is it going to heal you, or is it going to traumatize you? Is this going to be a trigger? Like, do certain behaviors trigger you? And are you attracted to them because it's comfort? Are you comfortable in it because you've been in it before, but it's not good for you? So the more you figure yourself out, like that's what we're all about here, is figuring yourself out. When you figure yourself out, then oh my gosh, you'll be able to have all these psychic abilities, and all of these clairsenses will make sense to you. And then you won't have to ask anybody out here for information. It'll all come from within you. Like an empath for me, when I started reading people, I said, okay, I had these clairvoyant abilities, but it was very muddy waters because of the empathic and all of the feelings that I had. So I was like, okay, I've got to distinguish between me and other people. So I had to find clarity. And as soon as I realized, like, okay, not that I can control things out here, I can control things in here. So what is going on with me? I figured that out. And then I could see what was going on out here. Is like that person coming to help me, or is that person coming to hurt me? I was more aware, is what I'm saying. So you're not reacting. You want to be an actor, not a reactor. We've got some comments here. Arnie is talking about you. Wait.
Okay.
He's saying something about what you're saying. Wait. Hold on. Okay, so Arnie says, oh my God, loving all you both have spoke on, totally relate. Us empaths attract narcissists like moth to a flame. 4 years ago, all this came to light to me from loss. Reopened all of that and was closed off when I was small. Really relate, guys. I use a bubble of light to protect light of protection when out. It helps. So other people understand what we're saying.
Well, what's interesting too is when you start doing this work, what you'll find is you may have picked up a lot of stuff along the way that isn't necessarily your stuff. Different, self-limiting beliefs, different habits, different mindset, different things occurring there that, you may have picked up growing up in, in a traditional school system, in certain family situations, certain friends. So a lot of stuff, maybe other people's stuff that you're carrying. And when you start doing this work, I think it just helps you start to assess, hey, what's my stuff and what's everybody else's stuff, and that's one thing we could start to uncover a little bit of that. And then I think what also starts to happen when we go on this journey of, we'll say, self-discovery, kind of understanding how empathic we are and how we can build upon that and utilize that, we start to see, you know, certain things maybe that were important to us, or certain things that were really pulled into, maybe we start losing interest in, or we start looking and shifting into other areas. You know, maybe, you know, health and fitness wasn't important, but we start shifting and, you know, we do start thinking, hey, my body is my temple. I have to take care of it. And it shifts and it puts us into different social connections, different environments, different realms. So when you're on this journey, if you're feeling lost or you're feeling like I really don't know where I'm going, the best thing you can do is just start trying and experiencing different things. Have experiences and see what resonates with you. And it's not what other people think is cool or fun. Like truly what uplifts you. You know, what event, people, activity, place do you leave and you feel invigorated, you feel uplifted, you feel like, you know, you're ready to go do bigger, better, more powerful things than you thought you could have prior, you know. And you know those situations, you know those places, you know those people, and that's what you want to fuel yourself with. You know, if there's situations that you're coming away from and you just feel debilitated and depleted and, you know, angry or anxious, just look at that and can you shift it? And maybe there's, you know, maybe it's a work situation where you can't just quit your job and leave, but what can you do? Can you try to shift maybe conversations? If certain conversations come up, maybe you don't get pulled into it, or maybe you shift the conversation into a different direction, a more positive direction. You know, you don't get pulled into political nonsense, or you're just more aware of it, so you don't get pulled into it. But there's a mindfulness shift that happens, and then it just spills over. You know, everything happens on that energetic internal level, you know, that focus, that thought, that belief, and then that comes out into the energetic physical realm. So just be very mindful, and it's small steps. And maybe you can't control the complete situation, but maybe small little things inside that certain situation or that environment you can. So that's it. You know, try to see where it is that you can have small shifts. And then it's those small shifts over time that compound, and that compound effect, it can completely shift your life, you know, in many, many different ways.
Everything that you do makes a difference.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel like I said earlier, I was feeling beat down, like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I did all this for 2.5 years. Now I'm still not there, but I have to keep going. So I am making a difference. Now, when it comes to receiving, like, we'll get into supernatural messages or some kind of otherworldly experience, maybe it's mystical, maybe you start receiving information, you have some kind of prophetic dream, or you have a vision. It's not necessarily going to come when you ask for it. You might start dabbling in something that you don't normally do, like maybe you tune into one of your passions. Mike said something about your passion, something that you've been wanting to do. You go off course, because if you keep creating the same energetic pattern, nothing new will happen. You have to do something off the rails, like something out of the ordinary for you. Maybe it's simply you're getting to work a different way. Maybe you start having a conversation with someone else and you ask for it. You start reading and doing some learning about things that you're interested in. And if it's about psychic abilities, you start to figure out which is your most prominent clairsense. You know, are you clairvoyant? Are you clairaudient? Are you clairempathic? Are you claircognizant? Can you take an item and you know who the person is? And practice. It's a muscle like anything else.
Yeah, psychometry is cool. Psychometry is really cool.
What?
Psychometry, yeah. Reading the item. Yeah, if people aren't aware of that, that's something you can really like learn and tune into your psychic abilities, especially grabbing an item of somebody else's that you don't know the background or the history on.
Could be bad. You grab an item and then you're like, huh, I don't want this right now.
Whoa, keep this, hang on. I just got the cooties. No. But seriously, it's a cool thing you can practice, and you can start to understand the energy and how you're connecting to it, you know, and it's not like it's this major crazy thing that you need to take, you know, a 5-month course on. Literally just being present and mindful to the energy just starts opening and tuning you into it. And something we talk about all the time, your artistic creative talent is always going to tune you into your psychic divine energy. You know, that psychic energy always connected or intertwined into that creative energy. So if you find that you feel you're lacking in psychic energy, do something that stirs up your creativity, and you'll be awakening your psychic abilities, no doubt about it.
Okay, so let's try to do a little bit right now.
Yeah.
So how are we going to start? How are you going to tune into your psychic abilities? Okay, Mike does his thing. I'm going to share with you what I do. So the best thing you could do is to relax. Okay, it's deep relaxation, because you have to be so sensitive that you're going to sense some kind of energy that's around you. You're going to hear something. You have to be so quiet and silent and sensitive that you can receive it, because we are transmitters and we are receivers. So as a transmitter, you're sending information, and then as a receiver, you're receiving it. So let's all just let out a breath, put all your weight in your bottom, which is the base of your spine. Imagine that the base of your spine is going down into the earth below the top of the soil, down into the earth. You're relaxing your body. Now imagine that your feet are going down into the earth. And as they go down into the earth, you wiggle your toes. And then you're just moving your body around, like, and your neck. So you're relaxing, you're letting it go. Maybe you tense up and then let it go. Tense up and let it go. And you're just focusing on your breath, because you're lowering your heart rate, you're lowering your blood pressure. And now I always say, tune into your heart, ask your heart how you're feeling. So you just tune into your heart, because this is you're making heart contact. Okay, so ask your heart, how am I feeling? Now I received, I'm excited, I'm content. Okay, so now that we've done that and we've relaxed, I'm going to make a suggestion, and we're going to see if anyone receives any kind of psychic message or supernatural message. Now I'm going to be very specific. Now I just realized I heard what the suggestion is going to be. So now you're going to tune in. What is most prominent to you? Do you feel like you're clairvoyant? Do you feel like you're clairaudient, where you're hearing? Are you a channeler? Are you a medium where you see spirit? Are you claircognizant that you know? And I'm going to make a suggestion. All right, so we're calm down. We're imagining a ball of light around us, a big ball of light that's covering our entire body, trying to get everyone to calm down. And now maybe the ball of light turns to like a nice lemon yellow color. It's completely covering you. And now I'm going to ask you, is there any person that has passed over that is surrounding you? And do you sense anyone? Does this person want to send you a message? Which means you have to listen. So do you see this person? Are you hearing? Try to ask them a question with your mind. So I did receive a message. Can I tell you mine? Then did you get any? Did you get one? So Elsa started to pop over, but then my granny, who I didn't really know because she passed when she was 60 years old. She was one of the ladies that came by last night. Granny. Her name was Anne. I called her Granny. I mean, back then you called your grandma Granny. Now you don't call your grandma necessarily Granny. So Granny, actually, I heard her voice, and it was very sickly, and she's telling me that she was very sick when when I saw her, like when she passed, she was very sick, and she was sad that she didn't get to spend enough time with me because I was a very little girl. I think I was very little. I was maybe 4, maybe 3. I remember her though. I do remember her, but she was very sick.
Interesting. No, what's funny is, like, for me, the whole process, like I'm just kind of starting to open my volume knob, and I figured I would do it during the show because I have a session that I'm doing after the show. I have a Zoom session where I'm going to be doing some mediumship work, and psychic work. So I'm just kind of grounding my energy right now, starting to tune in. What's interesting is I actually had 2 spirits starting to step in that I don't know if they're connected to you or could be connected to some of the people that are present in our conversation, but it would definitely be, 2 people connected to our conversation here. But what's interesting is there's the Daniel. So there's definitely male energy. Daniel definitely past like heavy complications around the chest, around the throat, could be lungs, heart. But like I'm not fully connected to his energy, but I can tell you when I even say his name, like I almost have like almost a feel of like a bubble comes over my lungs and my chest. So Daniel, sure, definitely could have been a Dan, but there's definitely a male energy, Daniel, the Daniel or Danny. And then what's interesting is there's also an older male energy that Wayne, I think there's a Wayne, like connected to like a Wayne. I don't know if Wayne is like the first. I feel like the Wayne or something like that sounds like Wayne is in the name, and that's a much older male energy, where the Daniel was a younger male energy. So those 2 energies started stepping in. I don't know if anyone here, has
it's not related to me, so it's got to be someone.
Daniel or a Wayne. What's interesting is there
message us.
Yeah, and the male energy would have been, I believe, would have passed from lungs, heart, stopping, breath. My breath's taken away. What's weird is I also have some kind of fire connections or fire, I don't know if there was a fire. One of them was in, I don't know if they were even both connected to each other, but like a fire or a building or like a carbon monoxide to where like I'm ingesting something and I'm losing my ability to breathe. But so the interesting, and it could be energy stepping in for someone I'm doing a reading for coming through. So I'll have to take note to those names, but I don't know if anyone out there can take those, but I definitely have a Daniel male energy, definitely passed from a lung, heart, throat, head, something going on where the ability to breathe stopped. And also have an older male energy, Wayne, probably connected to also probably Italian family or like a European connection. But if we could take it or we see it in there, if not.
Well, my friend Dan was in a tragic accident and was on a respirator. Brianna
Okay, so when we talk about tragic accident, when I'm talking about, so what's interesting is I don't know if like I'm taking in fumes, smoke, something in a building. Can I ask who can take that name as being
Brianna Irish? Brianna Irish?
Brianna, can you put in there, did the person pass from, could it even been like potential work related or in the process of doing some kind of service or skill that I passed in that, like carbon monoxide, fire, I'm breathing some kind of chemical contamination or something?
Nothing yet. It takes time for the message.
Yeah, it takes a little bit of energy.
That's interesting.
Sure, yeah. So the energy, they were both stepping in. So that's how kind of the mediumship stuff starts unfolding. For me, I'll just explain the process a little bit so other people can, if you're having a similar experience when you're going through a meditation like Mary was just taking us through, I just started letting go and I was just seeing what energy was coming to me because I'm doing a session after this. And immediately I could start to see the male energy step in and he gave me the name. And I started feeling how he passed. And the more I could connect to him, probably the more energy that would come through.
car accident with tar.
It's a car accident.
Car accident with tree. No, fire. Car
Oh, it is
accident.
with okay. So I said fire. Okay, yeah. So fire. So we potentially could have him. All right. Let's just see.
On a respirator for a long time after.
Is
So
there also a is there a T connect? Would there be a T initial connecting you to him or around him, like a Timothy, a Tommy, like a T significance to a T? When I open and connect to his energy, I feel like I have a T name that would be associated or tied into him. I don't know if there's a Tom.
Well, let's see. It takes a minute.
Yeah, and it takes a little bit, but there's also a T energy, and it could also be I'm opening to him. There could also be someone else with the significance to the T. Could Tony? Oh yeah, it's a Tony. There's a Tony. This is more of an attempt. There's I believe it's Tony. I thought it was Tommy initially, but I think there's a Tony attached to him or you. So I'm curious, and it could be as I'm connecting to that energy, could be opening more energy if this energy should be connected to you. So there would also be a Tony either connected to you or the Daniel.
Does he have a message, Danny?
So what's interesting is let me open and I feel like there would be female energy left behind. I don't know if this is young daughter, wife, spouse, female energy. I feel like left behind. I feel like he's okay. I feel like there may be still I don't know if there was questions around like a custody thing. What's weird is I wonder if there's animals or property that there's custody issues around, or we're trying to work out something around who was supposed to get certain items that belong to him, certain pieces of the estate, or maybe there wasn't a will, so there was gray area. And I almost so what's weird is I almost feel like he's acknowledging certain people should have gotten certain things that didn't, and he's and I almost feel like someone may feel bad, like they were supposed to get like this heirloom or something that was his, and now they feel like slighted, or they, like they're not connected to him because they don't have this item, but that's not the case, But I feel like he sees that and he acknowledges that someone was like something was manipulated or misconstrued, so something did not get what was supposed to go to them. So something weird like that, or like an issue or some kind of grievance around someone not getting
very specific.
Yes, right? Something like that. But I would also, so interesting thing too, we're in July, August. So what's interesting too, I'm going to March 27, March of next year. I don't know why I'm being drawn to the month of March around this also. So there could be some significant shift around March, or maybe March connected to him potentially. So there's a March. I feel like I'm being drawn to March in the future, like March 27, as significant around this person or around you, around Brianne, that he's talking about. So there could be sometimes someone coming through to try to bring a message through for you, or something maybe you're navigating. So I don't know if March, is there a significance to March? So that may be the puzzle that we're spinning right now.
It's a good puzzle you're doing. It's very interesting that you're coming up with all that information. She just disappeared. I don't know.
Yeah, and we got okay. So we'll just. I'm curious about the month of March, but
March 27th and a couple of different apps. That could be his daughter's wedding. I'm not sure.
You know what's weird? Is there a Wayne? So I was saying the name Wayne, but Wayne, New Jersey. I'm actually being drawn. Is there a Wayne, New Jersey connection to this person, or to you? Like, is there? I'm being Wayne, New Jersey. That's what they're showing me now. So I had the name off a little bit, but I'm being drawn to a place, not a person.
That's amazing that you just that. Not yet.
Yeah. So we'll just put that after potential March connection, something around March, and a Wayne.
I'm pretty sure the accident was up that way.
So I would just say
it's near Wayne. She's saying.
If Brianne knows if you're connected to him, just wondering, is he okay? I almost feel like he's jumping in to say, yes, I'm okay. Or if someone needs to hear, that his energy is coming through and acknowledging that, he's there, he's okay, kind of I crossed over, then that may be it. And sometimes in a situation like this, sometimes spirit will jump in just to be like, hey, I'm okay, I'm here. You know, the signs that you're receiving in your environment or things that are going on with you, you know, sometimes this could be like validation of that. Like this person is coming in and their family members are having some kind of, you know, some kind of weird experiences that they're unsure of, and either it's freaking them out or they want confirmation. Hey, yes, he's here, and we're trying. You know, we can open and connect and try to tune in. So I feel like this is something as far as like a validation.
I love that. She loves what you're saying. Yeah. Okay, so
with love and light.
Yeah, I think that what we're gonna do is, because you know tonight we're sorry we started late, but we are gonna probably come live, right, Mike?
Yeah.
From our event. We're gonna do a little video before our event, which is next Wednesday, and we hope some of you out there who've been following us join us. It's going to be a fun night, 3-course dinner. I've been over to the restaurant. It's a great place, and it's going to be a lot of fun. I don't know if the Elvis impersonator is an MC or we're doing it on our own. We're going to find that out. But we are going to be all ready with lots of glitter, and you can find 2 psychics next Wednesday. And episode 100, I don't know when that's going to be. Just stay tuned, and you can find us on our Facebook page, or I will post it also on the YouTube.
There you go, Mom.
If we have anything upcoming. And Mike, is there anything you want to share about any events that you're doing?
I would say go on to my Eye of the Spirits with Michael Edley Facebook page, or jump onto my eyeofthespirits.com website. Anything that's going on, you'll find the links on there. Everything will be there for you to schedule a private reading, a group reading. If you have a center, a facility, and you would like me to come do a gallery, you can reach out to me. We can get that set up. But yeah, that's a cool thing you could do. Jump on and like and follow Two Psychics Podcast. Jump on to Amazon. Grab one of Mary Amy's books. If you are on any streaming channel and you want some interesting meditation music, Divine Journey of a Mystic Soul on all streaming platforms. We have lots of stuff out there for you to check out, but we would really appreciate you liking, following, sharing Two Psychics Podcast. If you like what you're hearing here, we appreciate each and every one of you being a part of this. You know, your energy helps uplift our energy, and we get to bring that energy to the world, and we love doing this. We love sharing this message. Mary, thank you so much. I look forward to seeing you next week. It is going to be a really, really good night. If you did not get your ticket to our event at, I'll let you say, because I always say.
Yeah, it's okay. You can say whatever you want, Mike. Anything you want to say. Great show. You guys are amazing, Suzanne says. Brianna says, I love that. I appreciate everyone writing comments. So it's at Pelham Rails.
Pelham Rails, yes.
Pelham, New York. It's on the 29th of July. And like I said, this was episode 99. And you can reach out to me, maryamyofficial.com. Also, if you go to our Spreaker, which is also iTunes and Spotify, you can see all of our 99 episodes. And I'm putting up a song of Michael's, and I put up one meditation of mine, which is how to be a light being. Awesome. So just check us out on YouTube, and I'm wishing you love and light, and thank you for joining us. And why don't you tune into your abilities, because you have them too.
Absolutely. We are all a divine being, but thank you for being here with us. We appreciate each and every one of you. We will talk to you soon.
Bye. Have a great night. Bye, Mike.
Peace.